Every single time you shop online or stream a song or even just send a quick text, you are creating data. It's kind of the invisible engine of our entire digital world. But what is it, really? Well, let's dive in and break down the 4 main types of data you're going to want to know about. It sounds like a riddle, doesn't it? Your Amazon cart and the lyrics to your favorite song feel like they're from completely different planets, but they actually share one huge thing in common. They are both data. And the key difference is all about how we organize them, or, how we don't.
Okay, so let's get a good definition down first. At its most basic, data is just information. It's the raw material that gets collected every time we do anything on a digital system. And all that information gets stored and then used for, well, everything, from recommending your next movie to helping huge companies make massive decisions.
To really get a handle on data, I think the best way to think about it is that data lives in 2 completely different worlds. In one world, you've got perfect, predictable order. And in the other, you've got this creative, super meaningful, but often pretty messy chaos. And this difference right here is the most important one to understand. And those 2 worlds, they have names. Structured versus unstructured data. The easiest way to think about structured data is anything that fits perfectly into a spreadsheet. Nice, neat rows and columns. Unstructured data is, well, pretty much everything else. It's all the info that doesn't have a built-in model or organization.
So, take a look at this. This is a perfect example of structured data out in the wild. See that table? Everything is organized with really clear categories. You've got dates, names, addresses, stock info, and because it's so organized, it is incredibly easy for computers and AI systems to read it, process it, and find patterns. It's just clean and predictable.
All right, now for the other side of the coin. This is unstructured data. And this is all the rich human stuff, right? Photos, customer feedback, doctor's notes, even the audio from a phone call. It is absolutely packed with meaning, but it doesn't have that built-in organization, which makes it way more challenging for a computer to understand without some seriously advanced tools. So we have the super neat world and the super messy world. But what about all the space in between? How do we start to bring a little bit of order to all that chaos? Well, that is exactly where our next 2 data types come in. Think of them as a bridge connecting those 2 worlds.
And here it is. Meet semi-structured data. Just like the name says, it's a hybrid. It doesn't really fit into those rigid rows and columns of a database, but it's not totally free-form either. It has these little organizational tags or markers inside of it that help computer systems make sense of it all.
And this right here is a perfect real-world example. So the video file itself, that's classic unstructured data. But look closer. It's wrapped up with things like hashtags and timestamps. Those little elements add a layer of structure, and that's what allows a platform to categorize the video and recommend it to you without having to analyze every single frame. Okay, and that brings us to our 4th and final type, metadata. Now, if semi-structured data adds organization inside the content, metadata is all the information about the data file itself. It's the context. I love this analogy. Think of it as the label on a file folder that tells you what's inside, who made it, and when.
Let's jump back to our social media video to see how this all works together. The hashtags that describe what the video's about, that's its semi-structure. But the data about the file itself, the author's username, the date it was uploaded, the file size, that's the metadata. It's not describing the content of the video, but it's absolutely crucial for managing the file. See how they work together? They make all that chaos manageable.
So we have our 4 types: structured, unstructured, semi-structured, and metadata. Cool. But why is it so important to know the difference? Well, because understanding how data is organized is the absolute key to understanding what artificial intelligence can actually do, and frankly, why it's so powerful. So here's the bottom line. The type of data completely changes the game for AI. Structured data, like a spreadsheet full of sales numbers, that is a total breeze for an AI to analyze and find patterns in. But unstructured data, that's the real frontier. An AI needs really complex models just to see what's in a photo or to understand the sarcasm in a customer review. And that's where our 2 bridge types become so critical. Semi-structured data and metadata are like signposts that help AI navigate and make sense of all that messy, human information, turning chaos into actual insight. Honestly, getting this distinction is everything. So the next time you're scrolling through your feed or even just looking at a photo on your phone, stop and think about the layers of data you're actually seeing. You've got the unstructured image,
these semi-structured tags, and the metadata holding it all together. Once you start to see this hidden architecture, you'll start seeing it everywhere. So the only question is, what will you notice next? If you want to keep digging deeper into how AI and data are shaping pretty much everything, go check out the AI Product Management Playbook. You can get all the latest strategies on building the future. Thanks for tuning in.